his witness. The man with knowledge of the Enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Fronsel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Coerthas several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed near the Stone Vigil, in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Though Lord Harshafon is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few. In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Stone Vigil, huh? Ah, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. Stone Vigil? Perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandar. I will write a letter to Lord Drillamont of Whitebrimfront and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Fronsel do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys of yours. May Helone guide you. Wonderful to see you again, viewers. If there is anything I can do to repay you, name it. But the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Holionart. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the Duranian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Durandar has instead been charged with that duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drillamont. Nevertheless, I will write you a letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Holionart have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor a great hatred towards us, and towards you now as well. You desire an audience with Lord Drillamont, do you? I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. What do we have here? Letters from Lords Harshfon and Fronsel, is it? A likely... Oh, you're serious? What to do? Sir Brunadier seems ill-inclined to help you. Your timing could not be worse, traveler. Lord Drillamont's attentions are focused solely on the Stone Vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to Sir Albois. Sir Albois can accommodate you. Seek her in the storeroom the opposite side of the yard. Sir Brunadier bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Drillamont hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for the head Krujan, Astidian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? Hey! The Enterprise is indeed inside the Stone Vigil, then we must convince Lord Drillamont to cooperate. First off, where did Sid come from? Second off, how did he know? I haven't seen him. We're here to visit a patient, sir. What's this? Letters of introduction from House Fortemps and Holionar. With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Godonneau. He should know Lord Drillamont's current whereabouts. What reason have you for barging into... Oh, I see. Well, you're in good luck. Lord Drillamont is just up these stairs. Letters are no, though. I wouldn't expect much. House Durandar as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You'd best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. Sir Godonneau permitted you passage. Very well. Speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you the avatar of the Fury herself? We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drillamont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Coerthus to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship Master Sid Non Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland? You're alive? But that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandar marshals its forces to retake Stone Vigil, who should appear in White Brim front but 3 mysterious strangers? Sid Garlon, missing and presumed dead since before the Calamity, and 2 Scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. Lesser houses may have been duped by the Grandois lies, but I should hope the House Durandar would have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thanks for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment I nearly believed this mummer's farce. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. It could be moons before House Durandar purges the dragons from the Stone Vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Sid, Yours, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Drillamon's trust. Understood. Osterford is eyeing you with interest. You the lad responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye, word travels fast on the White Brim front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Drillamon's mind. There's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here. It's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Showed the poor souls decent fare for a change. Last few shipments came in, no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. It wouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you have a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in the Danafin Pass? Take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Anyway, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila. Never seen a man cook steaks this fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights there. And up above. 1. You there, lad. Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men and their wits beside. Aye, I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. Well, we ought at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Is that a fresh-cooked steak? Those blessings be upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Man, now I want steak. Steak sounds good. Ignimortal. Ever must we train to maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance? You are a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandar must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. Feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, huh? Ah, but I've forgotten about the hardworking chirurgeons at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Sonoda. She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Beg your pardon, sir, but I am busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. Is that? Come to think of it, it has been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. All right. She said, yeah. Sometimes, right? I don't need cook times, I need food. But I have a word with you, viewers. It concerns the Chirurgeons. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice sprites, though it's commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures. There's a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. Must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. Here you go, Sid. What an amazing device, but is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I've no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it's as effective as he claims, it will be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder, where thee, the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. Oh, just get out of here. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptation preferred by these unbelievers. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Fronsel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. I hate that guy so much. He sucks. Sid is concerned about Inquisitor Guillaume. Before we can persuade Lord Drillamon to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Guillaume that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Coerthus. Perhaps we should try to learn more by speaking with the people of Whitebrim Front. Share your findings with Alphino in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Inquisitor Guillaume? Yeah, of course I know him. Alas, I have not seen him since the day he came to Whitebrim Front several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned the night's watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the halls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was the wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I have lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Guillaume rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe him my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. Inspector Guillaume, I haven't the foggiest of whom you speak, unbeliever. Aye, we have learned of your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you've hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you! Christ, their snow in Ishgard is almost as cold as they are. Under Inquisitor Guillaume's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Halone's will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. In case you have yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid it no mind, as I'd hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind. Our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you have been busy making inquiries, yes? It should come as no surprise that he's held in high regard. Even so, I am beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you've obtained, viewers. Perhaps they will provide insight into Inquisitor Guillaume's motivations. Something troubles me about the Wounded Knight's account. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes? But the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we arrived in Whiteburn Front, we've seen no travelers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply the Inquisitor came from the north of the eastern gate, not the south. But it cannot be so. That way lies naught but a deep chasm. Assuming Sir Gelois is not misremembering, the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhaps retracing his steps will shed light on the mystery. Now what is this? Ah! There's the Inquisitor! Or there is the remains of the Inquisitor. You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Maybe there's more. Maybe they're actually triplets, quadruplets. Maybe every Guillaume we've seen is a different one. And that's why his motives seem so confusing, because every single one has a different motive. Given the contents of this encyclical, I believe you have just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Guillaume. Newly come to Coerthus and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity. Even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an impostor, we still have yet to discern his true identity or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, viewers, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Alphonse determined to discover Inquisitor Guillaume's true identity. Guillaume? I don't know. Inquisitor Everywhere system. Since Lord Drillmont has already been turned against us, I fear that this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsements of two high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide testimony that supports our claim, yes, mayhap this is the only way left to us. Confront Sir Gelois with the evidence you discovered and see if it helps him recall the truth of that night. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the enterprise. Oh, you have returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask? The Inquisitor is an impostor? Don't be preposterous. That could not possibly be true. He's a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have me believe that is all a lie? If you were so certain that your ludicrous story is true, then go and speak with Sir Prunilla. She was at the Eastern Gate that night. She helped the Inquisitor carry me here, but I will never speak against the man who saved my life. I do not believe I know you, sir. Pray move along and trouble me no more. Are you in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know naught of it. Not at all. Slashed out. That is a very accusatory doubt. You know, don't you? Fury take me, I prayed this day would come. When Sir Jolot gave chase, I followed close behind. He didn't fall. One of those Dravani abominations lashed out at him, nearly killing him right there and then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy. But what came from the dark was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family. Secrets I had never told another. He said that if I kept his confidence, Sir Joel and I would be spared, but if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together we carried Sir Joel to the infirmary, and on his first night in White Brim Front, Inquisitor Guillaume was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women of good moral standing seized whilst in the possession of draconian rosaries. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Drillamon, wanted to put an end to the madness. Then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats, and so I did nothing until Lord Fronsel was accused. Some time ago, I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of White Brim Front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in the shipments bound for Skyfire locks. As I hoped, they were discovered and considered evidence of conspiracy against Halionart, thus exonerating Lord Fronsel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And that is the entire truth, I swear. Alone forgive me for not acting sooner. Search the suspicious box. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you 3 access to the Stone Vigil. Do not make me repeat myself. There had better be a very good explanation for why you were carrying these rosaries. And where did you find this papal encyclical? Fury take me, the Inquisitor is a heretic. Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale. This evidence in your testimony could have no other explanation. I have misjudged you and your friends of yours, and for that I deeply apologize. I will permit you to enter the outpost, but first I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. Heretic among us. Alright. That thrice-damned heretic has murdered countless innocents and made a mockery of our laws. Hell's take him and his Dravonian allies. I am told he makes for Snowcloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded a heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, viewers. Together, let us put an end to this impostor's heresy once and for all. You needn't tremble so, my child. The righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Halone's halls. Only the wicked... But why? Why must I die? By all that is holy, I swear to you that I have never questioned the teachings of Halone. Inquisitor, release the maid and come with us. My Lord Drillamont, what is the meaning of this interruption? You are aware that I am at present conducting an interrogation, are you not? Silence, villain. I name thee heretic, murderer of Inquisitor Guillaume and countless innocents. You are a traitor to Ishgard, to your own kith and kin. Your sins are beyond measure, beyond redemption. Off you go. Ah, grave allegations indeed, but you will find your logic is flawed. How can I betray that which I owe no allegiance? No, Drillamon, my conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, can you say the same? You whose hands are black with blood. Of those only whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade. You speak to me of Ishgardian innocence? Ha! All are complicit in these crimes, for all live their lives by the Archbishop's lies. But I know you will not hear me, deafened by dogma as you are. If you desire retribution, Lord Drillamont, then come. Let's see how Ishgard's steel fares against Dravonian fang and claw. I don't think I'm going to worry about those guys for now. Ah, I didn't need to set that up yet. Oh well. Spirit Dart. Is that one of the abilities you can get for, In Eureka and what? I want to say it is. I don't think it causes vulnerability up though in that. Well, I think we're just about done. We're almost done with that wyvern, too. Oh, that does not have any health. Let's see. There we go. I've been meaning to watch it. I haven't gotten to it yet. It's kind of one of those that's... and I'm not big on horror movies. Suspense either. My glamour's dispelled. Your plan lies in ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely, for they will be your last. You may not recall the many Ishgardians I have sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been repaid with blood, and for that I am content. My only regret is that you yet live. But your end is nigh, foreigner. The dragons within the stone vigil will rend you asunder, and when you are dead, Whitebrim front shall fall. Defiant to the last, leave the body for the crows. His ilk deserves naught better. Yours, I must apologize for involving you in this sordid business. You should never have been asked to intervene in Ishgard affairs of state. Rest assured, I have not forgotten the manner in which first brought you into our midst. It's past time that you were reunited with your airship. But this is not the place to discuss such matters. Pray visit me at Whitebrim Front, and bring your associates. No? Where have you been, viewers? False Inquisitor has been slain, is he? Yes, well, his tale was always like to end in bloodshed. Though you overcame the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments, I would ask you not revel in your victory just yet. We can celebrate once we have secured the Enterprise. Alphinaud eager to enter the Stone Vigil. As I am sure you will agree, it is past time we entered the Stone Vigil. Pay Lord Drillamon a visit and remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow on. We owe you all a debt of gratitude. Had it not been for you, the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Guillaume would still be among us, free to prey upon the innocent. There it is, among us. I see now that I was a fool to dismiss your claims out of hand, but you must understand, it seemed too much to hope that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn still lived, to say nothing of Master Garland. Never have I been happier to have been proven wrong. Well, it is gratifying to note that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. Now, if you have no further objections, we would appreciate if you would permit us to enter the Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Yes, of course. It is the very least I can do, given all that you have done for us. But entering the outpost is the least of your concerns, I fear. You speak of the Dravanians that now hold the ruin. In part, yes. I should explain. Shortly after you first arrived, I had my men scour the old records. They confirmed that an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at the Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we have been able to ascertain, it was still in their custody when the outpost was overrun by the dragons. Whether it was damaged or destroyed during the battle, I cannot say, nor can I give you any assurances that it has not been removed in the intervening years. For far too long, the ruin has served as a Dravanian foothold in Coerthas, from which they have struck out at us with depressing regularity. Though we have pushed them back behind the walls, we have as of yet been able to drive them out, and I cannot say when the situation will change. Or how it will change. Forgive me, Lord Drillamon. There's no guarantee that you will prevail. In any event, we have not the time to wait. We will secure our property without Ishgardian aid. I see. Well, that may be for the best. I will inform Sir Nathalan of your impending visit. May he alone guide you, Scions. Hail, viewers. Lord Drillamon has apprised me of the situation. You may enter the stone vigil whensoever you will. It's really easy to accidentally overpull in this dungeon. You kind of want to all cluster up and keep moving when you're going through the halls, which kind of makes it even harder. Watch this. Yeah. If you're sprinting, you can get past that. See, I made it past that there just fine, because I hugged the corner. Guy runs off into a side and then does this giant cone. So you have to kind of follow him and be at the sides and use a swinge. Birds have conals, and the avises, the kind of bird dragons, have giant circles. Well, not giant circles, circles that they ground target. This boss, you have to use the cannons to prevent another enemy that just kind of runs in and shoots at the party. Alright, cool. This is the last boss of the dungeon. For all intents and purposes, kind of try to divide the arena in your head to a 3x3. Ah, it's the Enterprise! Yes, just beyond that enormous sleeping dragon. Dragon is not our concern. We have come for the airship and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare it for launch. Yours, you stay here and keep an eye on the beast. If it wakes, we may need you to provide a distraction until we are ready to depart. You can manage that, can't you? Oh, easily. That settles it then, shall we, Sid? As you command. So you mean to slay Garuda next? Interesting. Most interesting. And you are aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests, a testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers. The Ixal are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you will best this foe. Yet only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of light, slayer of Ifrit, bane of Titan. Any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex. It is you. Win or lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle, assuming, of course, you live that long. Alpha, no, the dragon! Confound it all. Alright. Distraction is short for kill it dead. Wait, didn't we just... Wasn't this dragon also the one that was attacking... Oh. During the second boss? And now it's sleeping? And just be like, oh, you killed my buddy. I guess I'll go take a nap now. Very irresponsible leadership. Yeah, that's it. Isaac Bind is the one that flies up, and you have to launch the cannon at it while you're fighting its buddy. And that makes it go away for a second or two. But here he is, sleeping. I don't know if Isaac Bind is supposed to be the leader, but they're a very irresponsible leader if they are. Maybe that other one was supposed to be the leader, and they're like, oh, my boss is dead. I get to take a nap now. I'm going to run under that assumption. Well, we won. And now we have retrieved the airship. Excellent. That's what we're here for. Oh, hell yes. That would be the ice aspected crystal. Which means I believe I am only now missing the wind aspected crystal. Wait. Would it be wind? Wind. I'm gonna go with wind. Viewers, are you alright? Speak to me. Twelve be praised. I feared the beast had injured you. I see now why the others rated you so highly. When you were caught in the midst of that etheric bubble with the dragon, I was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. I have quite enough to do already. Which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let's go and see what he has to say. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Yes, though it will not be a pleasant ride. Well, I dare say it will be no more unpleasant than staying here. 'Tis a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state, but if she will allow us to quit this place, I shall not complain. If all are in agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I would like nothing more than to set course for the Howling Eye, it is plain the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She must needs to be repaired if we are to proceed with our mission. This is all so familiar. I know this airship. If I could just... it's no use. Let's go. I was gonna make a joke about seatbelts, but there aren't any seats. I could make a joke about gravity and the ship going sideways instead. How I have longed for the more agreeable climate of the Twelves wood. Yet I will not deny the Holy See had its charms. Endless detours aside, our Asgardian jaunt proved quite an adventure. Alas, our work is far from done. We still have an airship to repair and a primal to slay. No rest for the heroic, eh? Thanks for watching. Currently I'm streaming this New Game Plus run on Twitch Tuesdays at 11 AM Pacific time, and I upload by the end of the week. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, or check me out on Twitch. Link is in the description.